Build the dream in FIFA 20, pay less and get more, and use the code TVM at checkout for a bigger discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another Team of the Week predictions. I did the early predictions yesterday, and to be fair, some of the big boys were in there, and there are maybe one or two more to add, but generally speaking, it's just going to be filler. First of which, of course, is going to be our customary silver player. We are going to start with Wharton with 2 goals in a 4-1 win in the English League. Sticking with domestic football very briefly, O'Donovan of the Australian League has popped up with a hat-trick in a 4-3 win. Doesn't look like a great card by any means, but we had to pick out some domestic football because EA won't go for just full internationals. Just got to bear that in mind. Moving on, this is an international though. It's going to be Al Faraj. 2 goals in a 3-2 win for Saudi Arabia. Again, it's not the best of cards, but with that being said, there are a few Saudi League objectives. So, you know, if you do pack him, he could come in handy. Died, I have no idea. Do you know what? I'm not even going to try it. What he has done, though, he's gone and scored a hat-trick in a 4-1 win. Again, not a great-looking card, but objectives maybe. The first sort of face everyone's going to recognise really is going to be Harry Wilson with 1 goal and 1 assist in a 2-0 win for Wales. That is a big result for them, or for us I should say, because I am from that country. And of course it would be a central card. I would be really interested to try that out. Robert Skov is not the player that I think is going to get it for Denmark, but I'm going to mention him anyway because it's between 1 or 2. 2 goals and 1 assist and a 6-0 win for Robert Skov. Not a terrible card, but I just don't think he suits the way this game works. Stay tuned for the next player. Minamino of Red Bull Salzburg, but he's obviously got this for his performance for Japan. The national side, 1 goal in a 2-0 win. It might not be enough, but I've tried to get as many sort of midfielders in there as possible because there weren't too many. Bensebaini. Bensebaini? That sounds wrong, but it probably is. 1 goal and a clean sheet and a 5-0 win. There were 1 or 2 other players in there, but we were lacking defenders. And I think that should be enough. Timo Pukki, I really hope this doesn't happen. No disrespect, but there's just no point him having this card, seeing as how the player of the month was super cheap and nearly everybody has it. 2 goals and a 3-0 win for Finland. It might be enough. There are quite a few strikers knocking about this week though, so I wouldn't be surprised not to see him. Moving on to Ginter, a player who I really liked a couple of years ago. He's kind of dropped off with his pace in recent times. 1 goal and 1 assist in a 4-0 win for Germany, which should be enough. You know, 2 Gladbach players this week, actually, I think. Didn't we just have one in the left back? We could have 2 defenders. That would be crazy. Moving on to McGinn. This guy cannot stop scoring and can't stop playing well. 1 goal, 1 assist in a 2-1 win. If you're from the UK and you watch Gogglebox, by the way, how much does that guy look like the kid off Gogglebox? No? Just me? Anyway. I'd be surprised if they didn't give it to him, but stranger things have happened. Chilwell is not the Englishman I would expect to see, but it's a bit of a weird one because he does deserve to be there. He's got himself a hat-trick of assists in 24 minutes in England's 7-0 win. They've just won 4-0 against Kosovo. It sort of re-emphasises the big boy coming through. If you saw yesterday's video, you'll know all about him. But Chilwell has an outside chance, maybe 2 England players. Moving on to Aleksandar Mitrovic. Not a card that many of us are going to want to go out and buy straight away, but 2 goals and a 3-2 win. It could be enough. And this would be a second in form as well. Playing very well in the Championship, now doing it on the international stage as well. Let's move on to the Italian. Atsabi? No idea how to say that guy's name. You'd think Atsabi, wouldn't you? 1 goal and a clean sheet and a 3-0 win for Italy. I love this card. The standard version, the 83, is a touch on the slow side. That's what I've tried to say. But if you play a sort of a deep line or you're just good at defending, you will love it. And I cannot wait for him to get this in form. Moving on to Gerard Moreno. He has to get it for a hat-trick of assists and 1 goal in Spain's 7-0 win. Shame that no one really got more than 2 goals in that game. Like, it would have been really good if, I don't know, like an Aspas or even a David Silva or something. You know, not that they were playing, but still, if they popped up with like 2 or 3 goals. Raphael Varane is a big name to add to this list with 1 goal in a 2-1 win for France. Now, of course, they are playing today, But I'm not really going to look at that because I've chosen, unless they win like 5 or 6-0 and there's a distinct, inform popping out at you like a hat-trick for Giroud or Benzema or whatever, then I've got a feeling they'll go for Raphael Varane. There aren't that many defenders this week. There aren't that many central midfield players either. So Raphael Varane was one of the first names on the team sheet for me. Moving into the goalkeepers, we're going to do them back to back. Not that they really go in sort of rating order. Jan Sommer up first. Can you believe it? He had an inform last week, didn't he? When it was the very bad team of the week. He could be up for another one with 5 saves and a clean sheet and a 1-0 win. I've got a bad feeling, well, not a bad feeling, but just a feeling that EA will pull it out of their backside this week. Gone with Oblak for my second goalkeeper, and obviously he would be the one in the starting 11. 4 saves and a clean sheet and a 1-0 win. Like I said, though, I would not be surprised in the slightest to see EA just pull 2 random goalkeepers out of thin air and say, oh, they'll do, just throw them in. They tend to do it quite often, but on the international week, it's all but guaranteed. Let's move on to one of 2 Portuguese players this week. I hope this guy gets it, actually. For a central card, this would be very good. Bernardo Silva, 1 goal and 1 assist and a 6-0 win. He had the game of his life. Like I said, they won 6-0. They've just won 2-0 early this afternoon as well. He wasn't involved in that one, but I would really like to see this. I just think he's going to be overshadowed by someone in particular. Moving on to the Dane that I was going to talk about. Of course, we did mention already one Danish player, but I don't think he's going to get it because Christian Eriksen is going to pop up. Robert Skov was that player in question, of course. Christian Eriksen with 2 goals and a 6-0 win. I don't know if he's playing consistently for Spurs. I don't really see him ever when I'm doing Team of the Week predictions, so I'm not really sure if he's getting like consistent football or anything, but definitely worth mentioning that he had a good game for Denmark in their 6-0 win. I think as the higher rated player, despite the fact that he's got less goal contributions than Robert Skov, his teammate, I don't think they'll choose 2, and I think they'll go with the higher rated, the guy who's going to sell packs. Sticking with the Spurs theme, though, we are going to talk about Harry Kane. So, he managed a hat-trick in 37 minutes in England's 7-0 win. They've just beaten Kosovo 4-0, and Harry Kane's on the score sheet and got himself an assist as well. It is a bit surprising to me that Southgate has actually gone and played Harry Kane in this game. Like, they just smashed whoever it was that they played 7-0. And they're through, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they really needed to struggle and play their sort of strongest team. But they've played a fair few sort of big names in there. Interesting one, if you ask me. But Harry Kane should all but be guaranteed an inform. Eden Hazard up next. And the first meaningful performance I think he's put in all season. That card looks really strange, by the way. The 92, the badge, the nation, it just looks off. Anyway, Eden Hazard played for Belgium midweek, 2 goals and 1 assist in a 4-1 win. This could be the week we get a ones to watch inform for Eden Hazard. It's one of those cards that I think was going to be cursed throughout the entire year. You know, he's made that big move. He's got this ones to watch card. He's very expensive. People all go out and spend loads of money on him, and he does nothing all year. I was worried about that, but I would be very surprised if EA didn't give him this card. Before we sign off with our final player, some honourable mentions. Toni Kroos, 2 goals, 1 assist in Germany's game. Of course, I have gone with Ginter because we were lacking centre-backs. We are also lacking central midfield players, so I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to both of them. I've gone with David Alaba for Austria with a goal in their game, of course. Liner with a goal and an assist as well in that game. So, you know, there are plenty of options. And again, we're lacking defenders. Maybe the right back could squeeze in there. David Alaba would be a position change. Kessie is another one with a goal for the Ivory Coast. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him in there. That would be a really good card, actually. Perisic is another player with 1 goal. I think he got a match rating of around 8.4 for Croatia. They won 3-1 in the end. Their opponents got a player sent off. So there are definitely a lot of options, but the big boys all but confirmed, in my opinion, and a few other sort of danglers lying around the place. But we have a big boy to mention before we can sign off. Moving on, and finally, Cristiano Ronaldo. He saw Lionel Messi in form and was like, you know what, I've got to stop messing around here. I've got to put in a performance. Oh, I've got international break this week. I'll do it then. Hat-trick in a 6-0 win. And he scored today in a 2-0 win as well. He's now on 99 international goals, I believe. It's a shame he couldn't do it in this break, but I'm sure in the next he will smash that record. But if you were ever in doubt as to whether you need to maybe push on in the final few games of your weekend league, I think the fact that Ronaldo, Hazard, Kane, Eriksen, and many, many more, including Rafael Varane, could very well be in this week's Team of the Week. And you kind of have to just play on, right? If you were going to stop at goal 3 this week, maybe you should consider just stretching it a little bit. But with that being said, I'm stopping at goal 3 because this game is getting on my nerves this week. If you have enjoyed this video though, feel free to hit that like button. It really does help me out a lot. Let me know in the comments, of course, if I've left anybody out, and I apologise if I have done. It's quite difficult to keep hold of like domestic games when there's an international break, but like I said, let me know if I have missed anybody out. Subscribe to the channel video, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.